Oh, Zid, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Gridiron Bangahz with me, Braden, and two lucky pals over here, Jake and Bryson. Say hello.
Hey, how's it?
Was it?
Um, we dive right into it. We just went over the record predictions for Week 11 in our last video, so check that out. But for this video, we're going to dive into the Bills and their outlook for the rest of the season. We all know they kind of took a tough L last Monday against the Broncos. Lost 24-22. Josh Allen didn't have his best game of the season. A lot of turnovers. And they're kind of five. They're 5-5 right now, fighting for a playoff spot. They're outside looking in. Division is still kind of up for grabs, with the Dolphins being 6-3, so not too far out of the way. But let's just dive in, see what we think of their remaining schedule. Um, Kind of talked about this on the record prediction, but the first week we got is the Jets and the Bills. It will be in Buffalo. As you saw, if you saw the other video, Bryson does have them taking the L in that one. Um, Me and Jake have the Bills in this one, so
Yeah.
I won't dive too deep into it. We talked about it in the other video, so just check it out for that one. I'm gonna chalk this up as a win since majority. So we're gonna say they're 6-5, just to try and keep track and see where they end this season. Um, and yeah, this is kind of their easiest game, kind of for a while, because the next game they got the Eagles and Philadelphia. Bryson starting up another L.
All I know is we're either beating the Chiefs or beating the Bills. We're not beating both. That's all I'm gonna say. We're dropping one. So I have us beating the Chiefs. So you can mark it down. I'm probably gonna pick the Eagles in our picks. Like I said, I pick them every week, but just looking at it from afar.
So that's where I'm the opposite. They lose the Chiefs, beat the Bills.
Okay, well, doesn't help me on seeing which side you guys are on too much, but I am gonna take the Bills either way in this one. I have the opposite reaction of these two. I still think Josh Allen's. I still have him at number two. He's the second best quarterback in the league. I know he's had a rough season, a lot of interceptions. He kind of always been that. He's always been a gunslinger, but I mean, we've seen great quarterbacks in this league throw too many interceptions to count and still be great. I mean, Philip
Jay,
Rivers had a great career. My favorite, Ben Roethlisberger, led the league in interceptions a few times.
Jay Boo
And
wins.
with,
I
huh?
don't know about that Philip Rivers one, but okay.
Said Jay
Philip
Boo.
Rivers had a respectable career. He was at least a top seven quarterback most of his career.
Is he?
Jay Boo wins.
Jason, okay, he has not done enough for me to put him in that
I'm just
conversation.
I'm just kidding.
And then we even have why am I forgetting his name? Packers quarterback before
Brett
Rodgers,
Favre
Brett
talking
Favre.
about.
Yeah, Brett Favre also another one to throw a lot of interceptions. But I mean, it's just the gunslinger mentality. I think the Bills haven't built the best team around him, in my opinion. I mean, they've been unfortunate just dealing with injuries every year on defense. But I mean, Josh Allen has been their run game since he's pretty much exploded. I love James Cook, but James Cook hasn't really helped too much in the ground game. He's been pretty good here and there, but I still feel like they don't have anything consistently to bounce off of. So I think he's just, I don't know. I love Diggs, but I still think comparing him to every other top QB's kind of system and the players around him, I think he's worse. I love what Jalen Hurts has around him better than him. Patrick Mahomes, I mean, besides this year and last year, Patrick Mahomes started his career with a lot better weapons. Um, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon on the ground running, better system. So I don't know. I just feel like Josh Allen has to play hero ball and has to throw these balls in tight windows because if he's not winning the game, no one else is winning the game for them.
I will fight you on that after we get to the schedule. highly disagree with you on that. I think you're crazy. Talking crazy if you think that the Bills didn't give him everything he needed. But I'll get into you with that after. That's a whole nother conversation.
All right, we'll jump into that after we finish this one. But I got the Bills winning this. I think the Eagles kind of are starting to come through their rough stretch. I think the Chiefs game takes a little bit too out of them. Kind of shorter week, so I'll take the
Yeah.
Bills. I think they bounce back here. And then it's another tough matchup with the Bills versus the Chiefs.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not joining you guys on this one. I think the Chiefs are a little bit better. Not a little bit, but a lot better, more consistent, and we know what the Chiefs are. I don't think we have to say too much. Bills haven't been looking like the Bills that gave them a fight in the playoffs a few years back, but yeah, I think Chiefs come out with the win and continuing their onslaught of games. They got the Cowboys, but this will be in Buffalo.
I'm still taking the Cowboys on this one.
God.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys. I said it.
Give me the Bills. Taking the Bills for this one. They're fighting for their season at this point.
Cowboys are
And I
fighting for
think
the
Josh Allen
division at this
pulls it out.
point.
Huh?
The Cowboys are fighting for that division and higher seeding at this point. That's why I'm just like they're just better team than the Bills right now. As much as Josh Allen's different league, Dak, Cowboys team, like I said, it's just better.
All right. Well, I'll chalk that one as a loss because I'm, again, unanimously out of it. So we have the Bills at 6-5, 6-8.
6-8. Okay.
I mean, the only one we have decided on is the Jets and the Bills.
Mm.
But other than that, unanimously, we have been Bills loss. But that ends the Bills' rough part of the season, in my opinion. They got the Chargers in LA for their next game.
Bills win.
Just
I got
manages.
the Bills.
I got the Bills. The Chargers I they might still be fighting for something at this part of the season. I'm not too sure.
Nah,
It might be
I'll believe it when I see Justin Herbert beat a good quarterback. I'm sorry.
I'm in the same one, so we'll take that as a dub. Since Bryson is the only man, so that would be 7-8. And then we have the Patriots in Buffalo. I think this should be, yeah, I was about to say this should be an easy one. I think we finally have a
Yeah,
consensus on.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we all got Buffalo. And then final week of the season, they're at 8-8. So this will be probably to be positive, and that will be against the Dolphins in Miami.
I'm gonna go win. I don't know if it's for the division. I don't know if Miami will have enough wins. Oh, I like that there.
No, it's not a W. It's a L.
So now, all right. Well, yeah, I'm taking the Bills. I don't know if it's for the division or not. They're like you said, they'll probably be fighting for a wild card spot, and Dolphins have it. Then again, the Bills aren't a good team. Sorry, shoot, they're not a great team.
I think they're
I don't
fighting
know.
for division,
You
in
think they're
my
fighting for
opinion.
division? I mean, Dolphins schedule another probably maybe another episode, but they
But
have an easier schedule.
yeah, because I mean they're already outside looking in for wild card, and I mean we just saw what kind of streak they go to, so I don't see them staying in that unless they can win that gauntlet. So I think Dolphins, they're gonna have to beat out the Dolphins, and hopefully the Dolphins drop a bunch of games. But yeah, we'll look into that later. So yeah, so you have them. Wait, did you have them winning that game?
I have them winning.
Okay, I'm with you. I think they finished business again. We saw what they did the first time they played, and still think Josh Allen's that guy. So we had to have them at 9-8. It seems like it's going to be a miss of the playoffs, which I kind of agree with, in my opinion. I think they've just dug the hole a little bit too big for them to get out, especially with the stretch of games we've kind of talked about. The Jets, the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys all coming back to back. So it's a tough gauntlet. And you can't set yourself this far back this late in the season. So, and are you just totally off them, Bryson? Because I think you gave them an L for every single game except the
I mean,
Patriots.
I kind of said it in the last one. So what I was gonna wait to say for here, I'll say now. Um, I'm not saying Josh Allen is like done career wise, but yeah, I think this season it's over. Um, I don't want to use the term wash, but I feel like for this season, that's how I'm going to describe it. Uh, like I said in the last one, I think he bounces back next year, but for me, this season's over for him, and I personally think we won't see Diggs there next year. Um, so, yeah, I think that the Bills are in shambles right now, and everything's kind of just falling apart slowly but surely.
I sort of agree. I don't know to what extent, but I sort of agree. I think, well, them firing the OC, I don't even feel like it was his fault to begin with. It's more of a scapegoat tactic for them. Fire somebody. Uh, I think Sean McDermott, he's officially on the hot seat, not necessarily for this year, but I think for next year. I think starting next year is when, if they don't get any success with him, though, they will definitely move on. But I think the only success like they would have to be looking for is an AFC championship, just berth, just getting in the game because they haven't. No, they haven't gotten one. Not they can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they've gotten to that stage. And outside of Josh Allen, just kind of messing things up, turning the ball over. That defense does not get anything done. They have a bunch of talent. Yes, they got hurt, but just over the years, they have talented players. They've been provided that, but defense, I don't. As much as a lot of people like the Bills' defense, to me, they're never really a top unit. Like overall in the league, like they're a good defense. They've never been a great defense.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, yeah, kind of agree with that. On paper, I think a few years ago they looked like a top 10, but yeah, they just have never kind of lived up to that expectations, if it be injuries or just not playing to that level. Yeah, I kind of said my piece already of what I see Josh Allen. I don't think Diggs does come back. I kind of with you guys. I gotta see his contract. It's definitely over this season. I don't see him coming back. Maybe he just also asked for a trade. Kind of seen what his brother said, Trevon Diggs.
He's got till 2028.
So he would have to get traded.
Yeah.
So maybe not the last year we see Stephon Diggs. I hope not, because that is Josh Allen's really only target.
I feel like he sucks it up one more year. After that, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Now,
think
what did you want to
I think
fight me?
last year was what you guys are thinking this year is for Diggs. I think last year was the suck it up one more year.
I guess I can see what you're saying because the year after they just blew it right against Chiefs. Something like that.
Yeah, so yeah, I
I mean,
mean, I don't know. I'm could be wrong on Josh Allen, but just the way everything that I've been seeing so far is just progressively every game. It just seems to get worse and worse. And I don't agree with that. He doesn't have the pieces around him.
I
He's got Diggs. He's got Gabe Davis. He just got Kincaid. James Cook. When they utilize him right, I think He's a decent running back. I think Josh Allen just runs the ball too much. I
That's
don't know if that's Josh Allen's fault or if just the play calling set up for him to do that much running. I don't, combination of both, but
The run game is legitimately the only thing I have no explanation for why they just don't have a run game. Because Devin
yeah.
Singletary is a fine running back. He's not top. He's not a top running back. But look at Houston. He's doing fine too. So the Bills are a better offense. You have Josh Allen as a running threat. I don't see how that. Okay, sorry. You're right. He's not. Like I said, he's not that good. James Cook is a lot better, and they still can't get it going. And they're taking touches away from him for some reason. I don't know if it's just Josh Allen maybe keeping it too much, or it's just a design concept, or if it's just the O line not great at run blocking. I don't know. That's the only thing I really can't figure out why they just can't sustain a good running game. I don't know.
um, yeah, I don't know. I disagree with the takes. Before this year, James Cook never got used. I had him in fantasy last year. He kind of was put on really late in the season. So, I mean, this is pretty much Josh Allen's first real year with him. Devin Singletary has never been it. He never looked like a good runner, in my opinion. I mean, the fact that Josh Allen outruns him and is their leader in rushing yards just does not put a good look on your running back. And I can tell you he had more touches than Josh Allen at the end of the year. So you're giving a quarterback no rush game, which he has to create himself. And then he still has to throw the ball with the arm he has. He's a gunslinger, so he's playing hero ball the whole time. Yes, you have Stephon Diggs, but that's it. Gabe Davis has been pretty inconsistent, dealt with injuries. Dalton Kincaid just got there, and only now are they really using him because Dawson Knox is out. But Dawson Knox is pretty mid-tier, pretty good started core or tight end, but I don't see anything else him helping out. I don't remember the Bills really ever grabbing, besides Diggs, the Bills ever using that much capital in their offense like the rest of these teams have. I mean, we saw with Jalen Hurts, they used a high pick on Devontae Smith, traded for AJ Brown, still use first round picks on the guys linemen. The Chiefs, he had Kelsey and Tyreek, and then you paid for Orlando Brown, the top left tackle in the league, for a year. Joe Burrow, they paid for Orlando Brown. You signed Jamar Chase. Use a high cap pick on Jamar Chase. You've had T. Higgins already developing, and you still have Joe Mixon. None of these casts seem anywhere close to what Josh Allen has to do. And when you put Josh Allen as the number one runner, he has to do everything on the team, or that ball's not moving on offense. If Josh Allen has a bad day, that whole offense is dead because no one else can take the weight off his shoulders. Because
I'm
Stephon
gonna
Diggs isn't like a screen player. He's not someone you can just hand the ball off to, like the Debos and all these other players that like he can create his own offense off of handoffs. That's not Diggs' game. And they just never found a consistent running game. And their defense has not been great, as we just said. I mean, they would have beat the Chiefs, and he would have made it to a conference championship if they could have held them for 13 seconds. You had 13 seconds to stop them from scoring a field goal. I get it's Patrick Mahomes, but it's 13 seconds. Like, it's crazy.
if you're saying he's the number two quarterback in the league, if you're getting paid that much money, and if you think he's the number two quarterback in the league, you gotta elevate your team. They paid you that money. They got
He
you
does
Stephon
elevate his
Diggs.
team.
Yeah, but we seen Patrick Mahomes only have Kelsey last year, and look what he did. He won a Super Bowl.
Okay,
So we gotta see
yeah,
more of that.
but that is the only quarterback I have above him. I can't put anyone else above
Exactly.
him.
You don't have anybody else. He's right there with Mahomes, is he not? Is that what you're
Yes, he
saying?
is. He's
So he has to
second.
elevate his team.
He does elevate his team. His team has been consistently. They've only, like I've said, their offense has never looked good. We never even knew Gabe Davis until what, last year, 2 years ago, and he wasn't even that good. He just popped off in a playoff game, so everyone knew him because he was on primetime TV. Other than that, it was only Stephon Diggs and Dawson Knox, who fantasy people know because he's a decent tight end, like I said. Running backs, you would never touch a Bills running back. He would never start on your team because he doesn't touch the ball.
Devin Singletary, that day was last year. He ended the year hot. They actually
He
had a
ended
decent run game. He had a run
because of
game
what,
going into the
touchdowns or because of
playoffs
like yards.
in general, just running back usage in general. I had him in fantasy and I won that year. That's why I know why. That's why I know.
Because Singletary's moved to the Texans, and Dameon Pierce has not looked good, and he still can't beat that out, or, in my opinion. Dameon Pierce is out, and that's the only reason why Singletary's getting looks.
It's looking better than Damian Pierce right now. So
Yeah,
Damian Pierce ever looked, and I like Damian Pierce.
But no one even says the Texans' backfield is good. Like, they look really bad right now, in my opinion.
They're not, but I mean,
And the
Singletary
CJ Stroud is
did
just throwing
okay.
really well.
I mean, my main point is like they paid you this much money. Go and win. Yes. Sean McDermott, that's another story. I think that they have the talent on defense. They've always had the talent. The 13 seconds thing, that falls more on Sean McDermott more than anything. But even year after, they fall short to the Bengals. I mean, that one wasn't really on their defense, I would say. That was more. I mean, if you're in a shootout, then shoot. You just fell short of the Mahomes. I would assume you can shoot out Joe Burrow, even if you only have one elite receiver.
I still think it's the run game. I mean, yes, we want to say all these QBs can sling it and put up these points, but they all rely on a run game. Yes, there won't be a run game, and it's going to be on them to win them games, but majority of these teams' run game is pretty consistent enough that for at least 90% of the season, they can lean on them for plays. And that's something I think Josh Allen's never had, unless he runs it himself.
All right. I mean,
In my opinion.
Even this year though, he has the weapons. Yes, the defense is bust up, but he should be carrying this team himself. He shouldn't have to rely on the defense to make stops, right? I mean, yeah, you hope for here and there, but you have Kincaid, first round talent. I mean, yeah, Gabe Davis isn't not like a top receiver, but he's still have him to stretch the field, and then James Cook and Diggs. That's enough to me.
Yeah, I can go back and forth on this all day. Still my favorite quarterback in the league.
Yeah, well, we'll reevaluate that at the end of the year because he's taking a big hit.
And I just want to say, I know pretty much, besides probably like 5 teams, if Josh Allen is available, every team is moving.
Cool, of course. I'm not
Maybe 4.
second guessing that. I ain't second guessing that, but he ain't doing what he's supposed to. Not carrying his team like he's being paid to.
Yeah, he's having a down season, but I said he plays up to his talent. And we've seen what this stretch of games is, so I'm expecting to see a different Josh Allen these few games. Hoping. Very awesome. Well, that will kind of wrap up our end of season review for the Bills. I think we kind of all are in consensus. They're gonna miss the playoffs. They're gonna be pretty much on the outside. We had them at 9-8. Just too tough of a stretch, and yeah, lost too many games in the beginning to be contenders this late in the season. But yeah, and we'll see throughout the years what the Bills do,
We shall see.
what turns up. That we'll move on to our next segment. We'll throw this one to you, Jake.
You just ask the question then.
Pretty much.
All right. Probably go with the more intense part of it. I think what we were talking about earlier. So I know there was that whole thing with Mahomes on the Manning cast saying he wears the same red underwear during games, and if he wins, keep wearing it, and he'll only wash it when they lose. So yeah, if you can picture that, that's very disgusting as it is. But the question is, would you wear the same underwear? I'm gonna say a whole year. To that your team would win the Super Bowl.
I mean, if it guarantees my team a Super Bowl win, yes.
So this is a whole year, not a whole season. I changed it. But like whole season was like, yeah, you can do that. But no. Regardless.
I can't. I don't know. I love my team. I don't think I could do a whole year of wearing the same underwear. Think about everything you do in a day. How sweaty you get. That is one day, and you're putting on that same underwear for 365 days.
That is true.
You're gonna have diseases down there. Second
All
you
for
walk in a room, everyone's gonna notice you walk in a room. I I love my team. There's a
Well,
lot of things I
who's
would
to
do
say I
to see my
can't
team.
wear the underwear and shower wearing the underwear?
I mean, you're just wearing it. You're wearing the same one. Don't.
I feel like
I mean,
because Patrick
it's what
Mahomes
it's.
doesn't clean it, you can't clean it.
Yeah, no, he doesn't clean it.
I mean, I don't know. At that point, it depends on if you're saying that or not. If I'm not allowed to clean it. I don't know. For a guaranteed Super Bowl, you could also bet money on your team to win the Super Bowl too they're guaranteed to win. So your team wins the Super Bowl and you can get a payout. It's kind of like a win-win.
Yeah, pay some hospital bills after. I don't know. Catch something. I
Deep
don't know.
cleaning.
Send me through a car wash. Need that deep cleaning.
Yeah, I would like to say I could do it, but I don't know. 365 days of the same underwear, and if you can't, would love to see my team win a Super Bowl. But that, oh, it's just gonna be itchy. You're just gonna every disease and itch down there. It's gonna have its own like bio fungus. Bryson shakes his head no because he already has one, so it's nothing new for him.
Oh gosh.
I'm kidding, but yeah. Oh. I'll give my firstborn son for Super Bowl, but I don't think I could wear the same
You
underwear
couldn't wear the
for a
same.
whole
You
year.
give your
Ooh.
son, but you wouldn't wear the same underwear. That's
Wow.
Doesn't
Yeah.
inconvenience me
that's
on a
interesting.
daily basis.
Wow. Yeah.
I just gotta make the son knowing that he's going to be given up for sacrifice, and I can live with it.
Gee,
But to be the same underwear every day,
that's too much.
it's too much.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't even do it. I mean, I'm a germaphobe. I'm not on the extreme end of the pool, but I'm still there. I'm not gonna be doing that. No,
Surprisingly,
not.
I've seen videos where they ask Eagles fans what they would do for a Super Bowl, and my God, they're the worst fan base when it comes to that.
Yeah, I seen that video. I was like, ooh, that's pretty disturbing. Some of those answers, I was like, huh? It's not everybody though. Not all of
Uh-huh.
us.
Okay.
Okay.
If you say so.
And you guys are like the scariest fan base right behind the Bills.
Oh, just passionate. All right. People keep bringing up Santa Claus. I was like 40 years ago, man. Get over it. Same like the Cowboys.
Because
Get
who
over your
boos
Super Bowl
Santa
rings.
Claus?
I mean, I don't know. It's like 40 years ago. I just said, back then, it was
What
a whole other
reason you have?
generation.
Everyone says those generations were a lot happier people. Yet why are you booing Santa Claus? What did Santa Claus do to you guys?
Hey, there's been worse things, all right? I mean, go in the San Fran area again, the full-on fights, all right? Someone dies at the Miami Dolphins Patriots game, so it's a lot worse. Trust me.
I guess. I know.
And
You guys are
then,
the only one that
like
burns
like
your own city to the ground.
Vontae's birthday hit on Antonio Brown. They were cheering, so it was a lot worse. People just don't
You
like
need to
to
bring that
bring
one up.
up.
You need to bring that one up.
Hey, every fan base has their toxic sides, right?
I don't know, but Santa Claus is like the most neutral. Like, there's no reason to boo Santa Claus.
Must
There's
have been wearing
no
something.
reason.
Must have been wearing something with Dallas. That's all I gotta say.
No. All right. Well, Bryson, starting today, you must wear underwear for 365 games, and you will see the Rams in the Super Bowl, and I will
Oh my gosh.
congratulate you.
And
But I
guess
will do
what?
it from
Carson
over
Wentz
a phone
will be
call.
playing.
Oh man. Please
Carson
kill
Wentz will
me.
be in that Super Bowl.
I take it back. Never mind. It's not worth it.
You don't get to choose who. You just got to enjoy the ride.
Oh my gosh.
That
I'd
would
rather
be
lose at that
wild.
point.
No, you wouldn't. No, you would not.
And then
You're just
Carson
saying
Wentz
that.
getting a ring.
That would be wild. If Carson
Absolutely
Wentz got
not.
hurt, Nick Foles wins the Super Bowl, and then Matt Stafford gets hurt, and he wins as the backup
Oh
quarterback. That would be
gosh.
wild.
I'm done.
Oh, full circle right there. Brilliant.
The NFL
Exactly
heard
what they're
us now.
doing.
They're putting
Exactly.
it in the script.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Carson Wentz. Matt Stafford's gonna have the MVP season until like the last 2 weeks, get hurt, and the Rams are gonna think, oh, it's all over.
Oh
Nope.
man.
The Ginger Prince comes in.
Oh gosh. Please. No more. I can't take it.
I'll take a Super Bowl as any way I can get a Super Bowl. Yeah. That'll kind of wrap up. That'll pretty much wrap up this episode of the Gridiron Bangers. Like usual, hit the subscribe button, click on the notification bell, get our updates on our new videos, and hit that like and comment button. And let us know just anything, how you're feeling about your team, any suggestions, comments you guys want to make. We'll check them out. And yeah, until next time, catch you on the next episode. Toots.
Shoots.